Welcome back to our C programming series. Today we are going to explore some of the most fundamental concepts in C. That is nothing but variables, data type, constants, input and output functions, and operators. These are from the core building blocks of every program you write in C. Understanding them understanding them well will help you write clean, efficient, and error-free code. Now, let's see what is variable. A variable is a named storage location in your computer memory that holds data. The key idea is that the data stored in a variable can change during the execution of your program. You can think a variable as a labeled box where you can store your value for later use. For example, if you want to store a value of 5, what kind of a data the variable will hold, and it also determines how much memory the variable will occupy. Let's look at some common data types you will use frequently. First one is int. It stands for integer. It stands for integer. Okay, so it store whole numbers without a decimal number. For example, for example, 10 minus 5 or a 0. Okay, so next variable is float. Float stand for like a floating point numbers. It stand for floating numbers. Okay, for example, you know, 10.5 minus 5.0 or zero point 0. Okay, uh, next data type is char. This stands for character. Okay, for example, you have letter like A to Z, or a digital character like 5. It uses single quote notation like this. Okay. So next, double. Next we call double. Double. So it's like a float, but can hold numbers without double precision, more accurate and takes more memory. Okay. So here the example like 10 point same. It looks like same float. Okay. So here, how you can declare variables? You can declare variables with these data types. Okay. Now, let's see a small example. Okay. So, for example, I want to store age of a person. Okay. I can store using integer and age is a variable and 25. It's an integer variable. Okay. For float, for a float I can save as a variable height, okay, as 5.9 is the floating point variable. Next, I can use like char. So I can use here a grade, okay, a student grade, okay. That is nothing but a. So this is the character variable. So the one more thing we left with, double, right? So this we can store as a double balance or double salary, okay. I can store here as a balance itself, okay, balance itself. Uh, right, 1 2 3 4 5 dot 6 7 8 9. Okay, so this is what sorry, I forgot this sample. So okay, so this each of every these tells the compiler how to interrupt the data and allocate the right amount of memory, okay. Now, sometimes you need to work with the values that never changes in your program. These are called constants. Okay, the constants are similar to variables, but once you assign a value to a constant, it can't be modified later in your program. This makes your code safer and easier to understand because you won't accidentally change important values, right? So these are the two main ways to create a constants in C. Okay, use the using keyword, const. Using keyword, you know um, is the constant variable. Okay, this declares a floating point constant named pi. So this one is using const keyword. You can assign the value. So another method we have using preprocessor directive, which is we called hashtag define. Hashtag define. For example, hashtag define. Okay, uh, it's called preprocessor directive. Okay, for example, so hashtag define max students are 100. I take 1000. Okay, this tells the compiler to replace every accuracy of maximum students with 1000 before completion. Okay, constant help you to avoid magic numbers in your code. Okay, fixed value that appears without the explanation, so makes your code more readable. So now let's see the memory allocation of data types. Okay, so behind the scenes, a variable occupies space in the computer memory. The data type you choose determines exactly how much memory the variable needs. Okay, for example, I take an int. An int typically typically uses 4 byte of memory. It's use four 4 bytes of memory. Okay, a float a float uses 4 byte as well as 4 byte of memory. Okay, but it stores the decimal numbers. Okay, when it comes to a can, it use 1 byte because it only stores a single character like this. So like a. Okay, next double. So it can store 8 bytes of value. It stores 8 bytes of value. So allocating the right amount of memory is important for efficiency. Okay, if you use a double when a float would sufficient, you are wasting memory. Okay, so in your if you're using char to store numbers, you can only store very small values. So understanding these data sizes helps you when writing the program that handling lots of data and needs to run efficiently. So I hope you understand what is a variable and all. Okay, so let's recap this session. Okay, a variable is a named box in a memory that stores data that can change. Okay, so next is data types. Data types tells the computer what kind of data the variable will hold and how much space it needs. So when it comes to the constants, hold values that never change and help keep your program safe and understandable. I hope you understand with all the variables, constants and the data types and how much memory it takes. Okay, so now let's start with the one more concept. Okay, that is nothing but input and output. Okay, so let's create one file here. Okay, input and output. Input output.c. Okay. So to create interactive programs, the program is not one side lab, right? So it's a two side level. I mean, it's an interactive program. So you need to communicate with the user. So getting the data from them and showing result or messages. Okay. So in C programming, this interaction happens mainly through two standard library functions. That is nothing but printf and scanf. So these are the two more standard functions in C. Okay, so printf is used to display output on the screen. Okay, so what printf does means printf is used to print output on the screen. Okay, then what about the scanf? It used to it used to take input from the user from the keyboard. These functions are included in the standard input.h. I think in previous lessons we studied about this standard and input. This function, right? Where the cursor goes. Okay. We studied about this standard. Okay, I would or hedge. We studied about this header, right? So header file. So these functions are included in this header. Okay, so make sure that we're including that at the top of the program. Okay, so this is how this line comes. Let's first understand how printf works. Okay, printf prints format output to the console, the generating syntax. The syntax is nothing but printf format string and variables. The format string is a string literally that tells printf who want to print and how. Okay, it it may contain the text and format specifier, which are placeholders for variable values. Okay, so for example, so we understood that our first code, uh, first code we understand that we printed this thing like printf hello world like Manoj, these things. Okay, so this prints the text hello world followed by the mean well new line, that is nothing but slash n, okay, which moves to the cursor to the next line. When it comes to the another example, okay, just remove this. Okay, so I'm assigning the I'm declaring and assigning the value, a variable called age, okay. So when I want to print this age, so the variable name is age, right? Slash n age. Here the percentage d is a format specifier for an integer. The age variable's value replace percentage d in the output. Let's see some common format specifier for the data types. Okay, so I just type here what are those. Okay, just copy it down. Okay, percentage d, percentage d for int, percentage d for and percentage and percentage f for a float, and percentage c for the char, and percentage lf for the double, and and the percentage yes for the string, or we can use for char 2. This is for example, this for example is 25. I can use the example for this as a 99.98. 98. I can use the example for this as a, okay. So for double, I can use like a pi number like 3.14159. For this, I can use hello. You can include the multiple format specifier in one printf. Okay. For example, I can take the same example here. Okay. Come to the last one. Okay. Int age is equal to 25. Then char to this percentage d for for age, so which is in the int, and grade we can use characters, right? That is nothing but percentage c, and next next line okay. N. So again we can use age, see, We can use the both, having so inside the format string, you can use escape sequences. The special character starting with a black slash. Okay, so let's see what are those and how it works. Yeah, okay, sorry. It indicates, okay, line. Okay, so T indicates as tab, the horizontal spacing. Double black slash is means this we call back slash. Okay, so this is we call double quote. So to get input from the user, we use scanf. Understood what output function and how it sorry printf function and how it works. Right now, let's try to understand what is meant by scanf and how it works. I already told you the scanf is nothing but it is a function which is get the input from the user. Okay, the syntax goes like this. Age scanf percentage d. This message should come under a double quote and and age. Printf you entered percentage d slash backslash d backslash n age. This is how the program asks the user to enter their age. Scanf wait for the input and stores the value in age. So finally, the printf prints what was entered. So my one of the main question is why do we use the this symbol in printf? I mean in scanf. If you know, just comment below. If you don't know, just listen to me. Because variables store the data in memory and scanf needs to know where to put user input. and the AND operators give the memory address of the variable. So if you forget the AND, your program will likely crash or behave unpredictably because scanfs won't have a valid place to store data. So now you can also read a multiple inputs here in one scanf call by using multiple format specifier. Let's see how. Okay, so I will just type an example here. Okay, int a b, enter two numbers. Scanf percentage d percentage d a and b. Printf. What we need to print means sum is equal to percentage d slash n a plus b. The user can enter values separated by the space tab or a new line like this. Okay. So when we run this program, because I can't run this program because we have already write a lot of things here, so that's why. When okay, just let me try this. Right code everything here. No, I can't do that. Well, let me. So when we give an output, first it comes like 5 and 10 when it asks for entering the value, right? So when I type 5 and 10, it will store the value and do the sum operation and use the answer as 15 is equal to sum is equal to 15. This makes scanf very flexible. Okay, now let's write an example for this scanf dot c. Okay, so let's see a simple program using printf and scanf together. Okay, so first I start with the header file standard input output h. So now I start my main program. Okay, so this is my main body where I can where I can write my program. Okay, so now I'm assigning the variables here. Int as a age and char is nothing but grade. Now using printf, I will print the age. Okay, print f printf enter your age. Now using scanf, I will take the input. Now below comment below why this and symbol using here. Again I'm using scanf, I'm taking the input. percentage t, because for grade we are using the specifier as has the no percentage c. For a char grade, printf your age is percentage t and percentage t and. So one more thing I want to enter is a grade is hashtag no, percentage c, and next line n. Okay, so for this age grade. So now I am using return 0, return 0. So we are facing error this. Let's see why. Okay, so we aren't mentioned no, so a single semicolon here. Okay, now let's the program. Let's run the program. Enter the age. That means 35. No, 36. So enter your grade. Oh, what we did here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's see where we did a mistake. So, okay, age in char grade, okay, printf age print. So this line is not working. Printf and enter your grade, and this is not working. I don't know why. Okay, let's try one more time. Wait. Okay, so 25. Okay, grade A. See, the output is here. So your age is 25 and your grade is A. So this is how the printf and the scanf will work. So I have a mini exercise for you guys. Okay, just try to modify program to ask for your name and your height. Okay, so the homework is just take it down. Where it goes? Okay, here. Sorry. Just take an exam. The task for you guys. Okay, just try to modify this program. Just try to modifying the program to ask for your name using string and your height using float. Just remember here to declare use the correct format specifier. The slash s is the string, slash s for the string, and percentage f for the float. Okay, so write your code, run it, and observe the output. Now let's memorize the things what I learned today. Okay, thus for the first thing we learn a printf, a display formatting output using the format specifier. The scanf reads the formatting input from the users. Remember to pass variable addresses. Okay, use proper format for the specifier for each data type. So I mentioned here, and also I provided in notes also. Don't worry. So watch out the common mistakes like forgetting and or buffering issues with the strings. Okay, so mastering these two functions let you build an interactive C program that can talk to users and process their input. So in next video, we will combine this concept with the variables and operators to build practical programs. Okay. Thanks for watching guys and happy coding.